The very first thing you must master is your mind. Everything you do, everything you attract, everything you become starts in your mind. If you think like a loser, you'll move like a loser. If you feel like a giant, your stride changes. It's not magic, it's mental discipline. Most people walk through life in chains they build with their thoughts. You have got to understand that your outer world is just a reflection of your inner world. If you keep telling yourself you are not ready, you are not good enough, you are not smart enough, you are planting weeds in your future garden, that voice in your head that keeps doubting you, that's not the truth. That's programming. And the good news is programming can be changed. Start feeding your mind with strength. Start imagining yourself as powerful. Start thinking like a person who's going places. Whatever you feed your mind with the most is what you'll believe. And what you believe becomes the script you live out. If you let fear lead the way, you'll never see what you are capable of. But if you dare to believe you are built for more, the game changes. You start talking differently, you start walking differently, and people start noticing. The mind responds to repetition. What you affirm today is what you believe tomorrow. So you need to start speaking life into your mind. Don't wait for someone else to convince you that you are great. That's your job. Nobody knows the fire in you like you do. And until your thoughts start lining up with your destiny, you'll keep circling the same mountains. The most dangerous thing in the world is a man who has no control over his mind. He becomes a slave to doubt, fear, and other people's opinions. But the man who controls his thoughts controls his future. You must decide every day what kind of energy you are allowing into your mind. If it's not building you, it's breaking you. Start your morning declaring who you are, not who you have been. Say it out loud. Make your mind hear your voice. I'm strong. I'm focused. I'm chosen. I'm disciplined. I'm becoming what I was born to be. This ain't make-believe, it's mind control. Take that mind back and aim it like a weapon. When your mind begins to believe you are the best, your life will slowly start shaping around that belief. But it won't happen automatically. You have to condition your thinking. You have to battle for it. And you have to act like it's already true, long before anyone else sees it. There's a lie a lot of people believe, and it's this, that some people are just born with confidence. That's false. Confidence isn't in your bloodline. It's not inherited. It's constructed. And it's constructed through courage. Every time you take action despite fear, you pour concrete into the foundation of your confidence. Most people are waiting for the fear to go away before they move. That's not how confidence works. Confidence comes when you move despite the fear. You have got to walk into the room with your hands shaking, your knees weak, your stomach turning, and still speak up. Still raise your hand. Still show up like you belong. You become confident by keeping promises to yourself. When you say you are going to wake up early and you do it, your self-respect rises. When you say you'll show up to the gym and you show up, your inner power builds. It's not about perfection. It's about consistency. Confidence is built in the dark and the quiet moments of discipline when nobody's watching. You build confidence by mastering skills. The more you practice, the better you get. The better you get, the more confidence you have. There's no shortcut to that. You can't fake ability for long. Eventually, your performance will expose your preparation. So you have got to commit to mastery, not just motivation. The reason a lot of people don't feel confident is because deep down they know they haven't done the work. You can't act like the best and skip the process. Confidence is the natural byproduct of effort. You put in the work and the belief in yourself starts rising. It's not arrogance. It's earned assurance. You also build confidence by talking to yourself, not listening to yourself. If you just listen to your emotions, they'll lie to you all day. But when you speak truth back to those emotions, truth about your capability, your growth, your resilience, your confidence starts to grow. It's a fight, but it's a fight worth having. There is a version of you that already has the confidence you wish you had. And the way to meet that version is by stepping up today and acting like he's already here. Carry yourself like him. Speak like him. Train like him. Walk into the room like him. Act like you are already there. The average man floats through life with no real target. He's busy but not effective. He's moving but not progressing. You can't hit a target you haven't defined. If you don't know what success looks like for you, how will you ever know when you have arrived? A definite purpose gives your life power, direction, and urgency. Success doesn't respond to randomness. It responds to clarity. A man who knows where he's going moves differently. He doesn't get distracted as easily. He doesn't waste time. He doesn't seek approval. He's not perfect, but he's committed. You must decide what your purpose is and write it so clearly that even on your worst days, you can't forget one. Purpose makes pain bearable. When you have a reason for your struggle, you stop seeing it as punishment and start seeing it as preparation. Most people quit because they have no purpose behind their effort. They are chasing applause, not legacy. You have got to dig deeper than that. You have got to chase meaning. A definite purpose will separate you from the crowd. You'll notice it the moment people start calling you too serious or too intense. That's the price of direction. You are not moved by distractions anymore. You are not concerned with the latest trends. You are on assignment, and assignments demand focus. When you live with purpose, your work ethic changes. You don't need motivation every day because you have a reason. And reason beats emotion every single time. The fire in your belly doesn't come from hype, it comes from vision. It comes from knowing exactly what you are fighting for. You don't have to figure everything out at once, but you do need to make a decision. You can refine it later. The worst place to be is undecided. Life doesn't reward hesitation. It rewards action. And action starts with intention. If you want to rise, you must first define what rising even looks like to you. Write the vision. Speak the vision. Live the vision. And don't let anyone confuse you with noise or opinions. Your purpose is yours, not theirs. The clearer your vision, the louder your actions. People might not believe you at first, but if you stay focused long enough, they won't be able to ignore you. You can't wait for the world to validate you before you start walking like you belong. If you want the role, the opportunity, the seat at the table, you have got to step into that energy before anybody hands it to you. Most people sit around waiting for someone to permit them to become great. That's not how it works. You must assume the role first. You must carry yourself as if the position is already yours. A man becomes what he practices. If you practice walking like a leader, you start becoming one. If you talk like a champion, think like a champion, behave like a champion, don't need a trophy in your hand yet. The identity comes first. The results come later. That's what separates people who rise from people who stay wishing. They don't wait to be crowned. They act like they have already been called. When you walk into a room, you should already feel like the job is yours, the respect is earned, and the mission is clear. Not because of arrogance, but because you have trained for it, prepared for it, and made it your business to show up as if you are the one. The world reflects what you radiate. If you show up like you are unsure, the world gives you uncertainty. If you show up like you are chosen, the world starts to listen. This principle isn't about pretending. It's about preparing your spirit to live on the level you say you want. It's not fake. It's still you make it. It's walk in it until it fits. You don't grow by staying small. You grow by stretching into something bigger than your current state. That's how you become it. That's how you build the muscle. Repetition. Wrestle. Take daily steps in the direction of what you say belongs to you. Too many people wait for the applause before they bring excellence. That's backwards. You bring the excellence first and the applause follows. Assume the role in private so you are ready in public. Assume the role when nobody's watching, so when everybody's watching, it's already who you are. Don't rehearse average and expect greatness to just appear when the lights come on. You rise to the level you practice. If you want to be seen as the best, you have got to look in the mirror and see it yourself first. Stand taller. Speak clearly. Carry yourself like your future is in progress right now. You don't need the title to act like a professional. You don't need the spotlight to operate like a leader. You don't need the invitation to walk through the door with presence. You bring your identity with you. When the world finally gives you the opportunity, you won't flinch because you have already lived it in your mind and your routine and your habits. You won't be shocked by success because you have already become the person who owns it. You assumed the role long before it was recognized. Your environment will make or break your mindset. You cannot build a powerful life while surrounding yourself with images of failure, weakness, and mediocrity. What you see every day becomes a mirror of what you start believing. You need to create an environment so filled with vision, excellence, and ambition that your goals start to feel familiar, not far away. Victory must be visible before it becomes tangible. If all you ever see are reminders of who you used to be, you'll stay stuck in that identity. You have got to flood your space with who you are becoming. Pictures, words, symbols, notes, dreams, whatever you have to do to make your space reflect your space. Your room, your phone, your car, your office, they should all echo your potential. You walk into your space, and it should shout back, this is where winners train. Put images on your wall that speak to the life you're building. Don't just decorate strategically placed motivation in front of your eyes. If you want the house, put the house up. If you want the body, put the image up. If you want success, put the vision in plain sight. Your eyes are gates, and what passes through them trains your belief system. Most people don't believe in big because they don't see big. People underestimate the power of visual cues. They think it's just some motivational hype. But science backs it, history backs it, and success backs it. Champions create atmospheres that push them forward. They don't rely on feelings. They surround themselves with constant reminders of where they are headed, even on the days when they don't feel like moving. The images become anchors when motivation runs low. You need to replace every symbol of defeat with a symbol of destiny. If your walls are blank, your faith might be too. Fill your world with faith-charged visuals. Post your goals. Write your affirmations. Draw out the life you see in your spirit and put it somewhere you can't ignore. You are not playing small anymore. This is warfare, and the battlefield is your attention. Every image is either feeding your fire or putting it out. Get around people who speak victory too. Not just the images, but the voices. Surround yourself with winners, dreamers, builders, and believers. Even if it's through books, speeches, or recordings, let the sound of triumph ring in your ears. You cannot walk like a king while listening to peasants whisper doubt all day. Fill your ears and your eyes with nothing but strength. The more you expose yourself to the image of success, the more you start acting like you belong there. You won't hesitate. You won't stutter. You won't question if you are worthy. It becomes normal to you. And that's the secret, not just dreaming of greatness, but normalizing it until you carry yourself like it's already yours. Your words are not just sounds, they are seeds. Every sentence that comes out of your mouth plants something in the soil of your life. Most people don't understand this, so they speak casually, carelessly, and constantly kill their progress. But a man who knows the power of his voice guards it like gold. He doesn't just talk, he declares. He doesn't just ramble, he commands. He doesn't just hope, he speaks what he seeks. The tongue is a builder or a bulldozer. It either constructs your future or crushes your chances. If all you speak is lack, defeat, doubt, and fear, then don't be surprised when that's the only thing that shows up. But if you train yourself to speak strength, speak success, speak wisdom, speak faith, then life starts to bend in your direction. Your atmosphere begins to echo your words. What you say in private matters just as much as what you say in public. When no one is around, what do you tell yourself? What kind of story are you rehearsing when you look in the mirror? Because that internal dialogue is your steering wheel. If you keep telling yourself you are stuck, you'll stay parked. But if you tell yourself you are rising, growing, learning, and destined, you'll start hitting the gas without hesitation. This is not about pretending. It's about programming. You are not lying to yourself. You are leading yourself. You are not faking confidence. You are feeding it. Words are tools, and most people never learn to use them properly. You have got to speak to your situation like you expect it to move. You have got to talk like the thing you are building already exists. You have got to speak with the weight of authority, not the weakness of worry. Speak what you want in the morning like it's already on your calendar. Speak your breakthrough before your breakthrough arrives. Speak health over your body, peace over your mind, power over your effort, clarity over your decisions. Don't let your mouth be a prisoner of your circumstances. Let your mouth become a soldier of your future. Train it, use it, weaponize it. You will never rise higher than the story you keep repeating to yourself. And if that story is weak, tired, scared, bitter, or hopeless, then it's time to write a new one. Your voice has creative power. Start talking like your goals are non-negotiable. Start talking like your family's future depends on it. Start talking like what you are speaking has no choice but to show up. The man who learns to speak what he seeks consistently, with conviction, in the face of contradiction, is the man who will one day stand in the middle of everything he once declared in faith, not because it magically appeared, but because his words shaped his behavior shaped his reality, and his reality finally caught up with what he had been saying all along. People talk about wanting freedom, but most don't understand what it costs. Freedom isn't free, not in life, not in money, not in mindset. The currency you pay for freedom is discipline. That early alarm clock, that sacrifice, that delayed gratification, it's the down payment for the life you say you want. If you are not willing to pay it daily, then don't expect the reward. Freedom is expensive because it's valuable, and anything valuable comes with a demand. When you choose discipline, you are choosing future peace over present comfort. You are choosing to carry the weight now so you don't have to carry the regret later. Every time you say no to laziness, to excuses, to distraction, you are buying your future back. It might feel hard in the moment, but the man who suffers now for a cause will never have to suffer later from a consequence. You either pay the price of discipline or the penalty of regret. Look at any man who walks with power, peace, and progress. There's a backbone of discipline underneath it. He didn't stumble into that strength. He built it day by day with habits nobody saw and sacrifices nobody applauded. While others were sleeping in, he was working. While others were partying, he was planning. While others were complaining, he was creating. He didn't pray for freedom, he prepared for it. When you choose discipline, you are choosing future peace over present comfort. You are choosing to carry the weight now so you don't have to carry the regret later. Every time you say no to laziness, to excuses, to distraction, you are buying your future back. It might feel hard in the moment, but the man who suffers now for a cause will never have to suffer later from a consequence. You either pay the price of discipline or the penalty of regret. Look at any man who walks with power, peace, and progress. There's a backbone of discipline underneath it. He didn't stumble into that strength. He built it day by day with habits nobody saw and sacrifices nobody applauded. While others were sleeping in, he was working. While others were partying, he was planning. While others were complaining, he was creating. He didn't pray for freedom, he prepared for it. Real freedom is waking up without dread. It's not having to lie, cheat, hustle backwards, or live paycheck to paycheck. It's being able to choose your path because you earned the right to. But that level of control doesn't show up for the lazy or the entitled. It shows up for the consistent, for the committed, for the man who disciplines his life even when nobody's watching. Especially then, if you want freedom, don't chase shortcuts. Don't look for ease. Don't pray for a lighter load. Train for a stronger back. Build the type of internal system that runs when you are tired, when you are doubting, when you are tempted to quit. Build the kind of discipline that demands respect, not from others, but from yourself. The man who begs for opportunity is already operating from a position of weakness. He's handing over his power to the gatekeepers, waiting for approval, praying for a call, hoping someone sees his worth. But life doesn't reward beggars, it rewards builders. If you are tired of waiting, then start creating. Stop asking to be chosen and choose yourself. You don't need permission to move, you need decision, drive, and discipline. Opportunities are not found, they are formed. They are carved out of effort, shaped by action, and built on boldness. Too many people sit idle, watching others rise, saying things like, I could have done that, or why not me? Because you didn't move. Because you didn't initiate. Because you thought the world owed you something when in truth it doesn't even owe you a conversation. You want the door. Build the frame, install the handle, and knock it down. You were not born to wait your turn, you were born to take your place. There's a fire inside you that's been burning for years, but fear keeps you silent and pride keeps you waiting. The truth is, nobody is coming to hand you your dream. Nobody is going to roll out the red carpet and say, here's your big moment. That moment doesn't arrive, it's made. You create it by becoming so prepared, so consistent, and so relentless that opportunity can't ignore you. There's something powerful that happens when you decide to stop needing external validation. You no longer look around for someone to believe in you, you start believing in yourself. You stop looking for handouts and start building from the ground up. That's when momentum begins. That's when confidence grows. Because now you are not hoping, you are working. You are not pleading, you are producing. That shift changes everything. This world respects action more than ambition. You can talk about your dreams all day, but until you turn your ideas into output, nobody's listening. Make something. Start something. Sell something. Serve someone. Open your mouth, move your feet, get your hands dirty, and create a platform with what you already have. Resources are attracted to movement. No one invests in stillness. If you have got a gift, put it to work. If you have a vision, put it on display. Stop rehearsing how things used to be and start responding to what you can become. That job you want. Create the role. That business you imagine. Build the blueprint. That life you crave. Construct the path. The longer you wait to be picked, the more time you waste not picking yourself. It's not ego, it's execution that earns respect. The game changed the day you realized you didn't need a title to lead, a stage to speak, or an audience to act. The moment you stop begging and start building, doors don't just open, they start getting replaced by walls you learn to walk through. You stop looking for favor and start moving in force. That's the difference between the man who dreams and the man who delivers. Failure is not a life sentence, it's a lesson plan. But the reason so many people stay stuck in failure is because they took it personally instead of studying it. They saw it as rejection rather than redirection. But the truth is, failure is nothing more than information. It's data. It's feedback. It's a mirror that shows you what didn't work so you can get one step closer to what will. Until you learn to stop crying over it and start learning from it, you'll keep repeating it. A man who understands failure sees it differently than the world does. He doesn't panic when things fall apart. He pauses, he evaluates. He extracts the wisdom from the wreckage. He digs through the disappointment to find the gold buried inside. He doesn't waste his failures, he works them. He squeezes every ounce of knowledge out of the moment, so he never wastes the pain. That's how you grow faster than others who give up too soon. The people who win big in life have failed more than most are even willing to try. Every successful man carries a backpack full of bruises, broken plans, and bold mistakes, but he learned how to walk with it. He didn't sit down in the dirt and cry about how unfair it was. He kept moving. He used every failure as fuel, as evidence that he was stretching, reaching, and taking ground. Playing it safe doesn't come with failures, but it doesn't come with freedom either. Stop waiting to be perfect before you move. Stop expecting everything to go smoothly before you believe it's worth it. That mindset will trap you in hesitation and bury you under your doubts. You need to fall. You need to fumble. You need to mess up in public and still keep your chin up. Because every time you do, you are getting sharper, more aware, more capable. Failure isn't fatal unless you decide to stay down. The only time failure becomes dangerous is when you let it define you. When you take a temporary result and tattoo it on your identity, you are not your mistake. You are not your delay. You are not your last setback. You are a work in progress, and progress includes missteps. You didn't fail, you learned. You didn't fall off, you found a hole in your system. Fix it, don't fold. Adjust, don't abandon. You have got to become comfortable being uncomfortable. That's where feedback lives. That's where growth lives. Every missed shot, every bad call, every closed door, it's all pointing you in the direction of your next breakthrough. But if you get emotional about it, instead of strategic, you'll keep living in cycles. Emotional reactions create chains. Tactical responses create change. Learn how to flip the switch from pity to power. The faster you reframe failure, the faster you level up. Winners don't ask, why did this happen to me? They ask, what can I learn from this? They don't waste time in shame, they extract strategy. They write it down. They reflect. They revise the playbook because they understand this failure doesn't break you, it educates you. It doesn't stop you, it shows you exactly where to aim next time. Energy is like a currency, it's valuable, limited, and easily spent. Every person you meet, every environment you enter, and every situation you engage with either drains your energy or fills it up. But here's the thing most people don't realize, your energy is contagious. The vibe you bring into a room doesn't just stay with you, it spreads. It lifts some people and drags others down. That's why guarding your energy isn't selfish, it's strategic. Your life depends on it. When your energy is low, your mindset follows. Your decisions get weaker. Your focus fades. Your confidence dips. The chain reaction starts small but builds fast. It affects how you interact with your family, your work, and your goals. Low energy leads to low output, which leads to frustration, and before you know it, you are stuck in a cycle of exhaustion and regret. Protecting your energy means protecting your ability to perform at your best. It's not just about physical energy, though that matters too. It's mental, emotional, and spiritual energy as well. The thoughts you entertain, the emotions you feed, the beliefs you nurture, they all either strengthen or sap your power. Negative people, toxic environments, and draining conversations are like leeches on your soul. You can't afford to let them latch on. Choose your company wisely, because their energy will shape yours, whether you like it or not. Guarding your energy means setting boundaries. It means saying no to people and situations that diminish you, even if it's uncomfortable or unpopular. It means walking away from drama, gossip, and distractions that cloud your focus. It means filling your space with things that inspire, motivate, and challenge you to be better. You are the gatekeeper of your world. If you don't protect what you bring to the table, no one else will. Your energy influences how opportunities come to you. People notice when you show up fully charged and ready. They notice when you carry an aura of confidence and purpose. That kind of energy attracts doors that stay open and relationships that last. On the flip side, when you are drained, hesitant, or doubtful, doors close quickly and trust disappears faster. Energy is not just internal, it's your first impression, your silent language, your hidden weapon. Develop rituals that recharge your energy daily. Whether it's a workout, prayer, meditation, reading, or simply quiet time, find what fills your tank and make it non-negotiable. Discipline yourself to protect your mornings and evenings because that's where energy is built or broken. The man who guards his energy doesn't wait for motivation to strike. He creates the conditions for motivation to thrive. That's how champions operate. Remember, energy is contagious not just to others, but to yourself. The way you speak, think, and act either builds momentum or kills it. Guarding your energy means guarding your faith, your focus, and your fire. When you learn to protect this invisible asset, you gain a kind of power most men never understand. Because at the end of the day, your energy fuels your greatness or it fuels your downfall. Fear is a natural reaction, but it's also the thief of progress. It whispers lies in your ear, convincing you to stay small, to settle, to give up before you even try. But faith is the defiant roar that drowns out that whisper. It's the inner certainty that pushes you forward when every doubt screams to stop. The man who moves by faith is unstoppable because he doesn't wait to see the whole path. He trusts that the steps will appear as he takes them. Faith isn't about ignoring reality or pretending everything will be easy. It's about acknowledging the fear but choosing to walk through it anyway. It's about believing that your dream, your purpose, and your destiny are bigger than any obstacle in your way. The power of faith lies in its ability to give you strength when your legs want to quit and hope when the night feels endless. It transforms fear from a roadblock into a stepping stone. When fear creeps in, it paralyzes the mind and clouds the vision. It locks you in the cage of what-ifs and worst-case scenarios. But faith shatters those chains. It turns what-if into why not. It replaces hesitation with action. It's the quiet voice that says, I may not see the whole picture, but I trust the hand that's guiding me. That trust fuels courage, and courage is the bridge that takes you from where you are to where you want to be. Faith demands more than just hope. It requires commitment. It means showing up every day, even when the results are invisible. It means grinding through setbacks, trusting the process, and believing that your sacrifices will pay off. The man who has faith understands that success is not a matter of luck, but of persistence. He knows that fear will always try to steal his peace, but faith will always fight to keep it. Surround yourself with reminders of faith. Fill your mind with stories of those who overcame impossible odds because they refused to let fear rule their lives. Find strength in your beliefs, whether through prayer, meditation, or affirmations that reinforce your purpose. These practices are not weaknesses, they are weapons. They keep your spirit strong and your vision clear when the world tries to shake your confidence. Faith also changes your perspective on failure. When fear controls you, failure feels like the end of the road. But with faith, failure becomes just a detour, a lesson learned, and a new chance to try again. It's the difference between quitting and getting back up. The man who walks by faith understands that every setback is temporary because his belief is anchored in something greater than circumstance. At its core, faith is a choice, a deliberate decision to believe in something bigger than yourself and your fears. It's the power that turns dreams into reality and whispers in the face of doubt, keep going. When you decide to walk by faith, you unlock a reservoir of strength that fear can never touch. That's why faith is greater than fear. It's the force that moves mountains, breaks chains, and opens doors no one else can see. There's a truth too many men overlook. You don't have to become somebody else to be great. You were born with the raw materials already inside you. The potential, the strength, the purpose has been there since day one. What's missing isn't who you are, but how you carry yourself. You have got the blueprint. Now it's time to build the house. The man who walks like he belongs owns his power before the world ever grants it. Too many people wait for permission, waiting for the right moment, the right title, the right approval. But the reality is, no one owes you recognition or respect. Those things are earned by the way you show up every day. When you step into your own identity and walk with confidence, people feel it. They recognize it. Your presence becomes your statement. Acting like the man you were born to be isn't arrogance, it's authenticity in motion. Confidence doesn't come from external validation. It comes from inner conviction. It's rooted in knowing your value even when no one else does. You don't need to prove yourself to the world, but you do need to prove it to yourself. When you start walking like you already are the man you want to be, your actions align with your vision. Your mindset shifts from doubt to dominance, and that's when doors stop closing and start opening. Walking like who you are means owning your story, every scar, every victory, every lesson. It means refusing to hide your true self to fit in or avoid conflict. It means speaking with boldness, moving with purpose, and carrying your head high no matter the circumstances. When you act like the man you were born to be, you send a message that you won't settle for less than what's destined for you. There's a power in posture, tone, and attitude that can't be taught but must be lived. The world judges quickly, but it respects authenticity even faster. If you are still doubting who you are, ask yourself this: what would the man you admire most do right now? Chances are he'd stand tall, speak clearly, and refuse to shrink. That's the energy you need to harness. Not to impress others, but to impress yourself. Every step you take with confidence builds momentum. Every challenge you face with courage strengthens your foundation. Walking like the man you were born to be isn't about perfection, it's about persistence. It's about showing up even when the doubts try to pull you back. The more you act like it, the more it becomes your reality. Your identity becomes inseparable from your actions. Remember, greatness isn't a destination, it's a way of being. It's how you carry yourself when no one is watching, and how you respond when everything is on the line. You have been given everything you need to win. Now it's time to walk like it boldly, unapologetically, and without hesitation. The world will catch up to your energy, but first you have to claim it for yourself.